There we go.
All right, we are officially live on YouTube and we're live on Brad Does Real Estate, his Instagram. So for those of you here on YouTube, we're really excited. We're going to make this a super impactful and valuable use of your time because right now we're going to be going live in a follow-up from yesterday, and it's sure to be hopefully a closed deal. So when we say we're closing this deal live, that's our
right.
intention and that's our hope.
All right, yeah, and I'm a little late to this call, guys, so I'm just gonna get right to it. Just for you guys that don't know, this is the call. If you were on my on our YouTube live yesterday, I didn't go live on Instagram on this call. This was Andy over in Jacksonville, Florida. So here we go. Ringing. We are ringing.
Hi, this is Andy Baker. I'm sorry I missed your call.
Oh, he texted me. Hold on. What did he say? Sorry, I can't talk right now. Oh, come on, Andy. Hold on.
How late are you for this call?
Oh, he's calling me right back. He's calling.
Call from forefront lead.
Awesome.
Hey, Andy.
Hey, I just stepped away from my phone for a minute, and of course you called.
Of course, yeah. I mean, that's how it always goes. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good to hear.
Beautiful day in Florida.
You know what? It's a cloudy day here in San Diego, so I'm glad you guys are experiencing some good weather. But either way, still a great day.
Yeah, a little windy.
Oh man,
Actually, a lot windy. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure it's been windier in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of see where I know when we last spoke, you wanted to talk with your wife. And I apologize. I totally slipped my mind. I'm just doing a bunch of things and I forgot to send you the link, to the website. So hopefully, I sent it this morning. You guys were able to take a look and everything. But were you able to talk with your wife, and see what we can do?
She's sitting right next to me.
Hey, Andy's wife. What's her name?
I'm going to put you on speaker.
Okay.
Hello.
This is Susan.
Hi, Susan.
Hey, Brad.
How are you?
Well, it could be better every day here in Florida.
Oh, that's so good to hear. That's awesome. That's what Andy was saying. What do you guys got any big plans for the day? Besides talking to me, of course.
Oh, we are doing a cleanup on the yard.
We're hosting the Boy Scouts in a weekend.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
We've got 32 Boy Scouts come in about a week to camp, and we want to make sure that the yard is in good shape.
Oh, that's fun. How cool. You guys do that often?
First time.
First time. Okay. Yeah. So
yeah, we've had them down for the day before, but this is first weekend they're camping.
that is so cool. That is so chores for the day, but chores that are going to be worth it.
Right.
Yeah. No tequila sunrises for you, at least not yet, right?
Right.
I know you guys are tequila people. Yeah. That's awesome. So what did we come up with, guys?
Well, you were going to go back to your finance guys and such and see if you could do 255.
Yeah, it was. And so, I mean, if you guys are okay there, I think if you guys are ready to move forward today at 255, I think we're comfortable coming up to that number.
Net to us?
That's net to us, right?
That's net. Yeah, this is cash. So I'm not a realtor, no agents involved, so no commissions, and I will pay all the closing costs.
All right, we have a tenant in there till the end of the month.
That's fine. Yeah. So what we'll do if this is good with you guys is we'll set the closing date for when they'll be out. And if you guys are okay with it, we'll probably just do just so there's a little bit of a buffer, we'll do like a 45-day close. And that way it'll be 45 days or sooner would be in the verbiage. And that way we just have a little bit of a buffer, you know, just in case like something happens with them and they have to stay a couple days longer, you know, sometimes things happen, but
So you're not even going to come look at the house, or did you send somebody to look at it?
oh, we'll definitely have somebody come look at it. Yeah. Just to verify. I mean, we've kind of gone over, you know, the overall condition, and, you know, just for context, I buy a lot of property in Florida, Alabama, Indiana, you know, and so typically what we do is just get on the phone with the seller, as long as everything that we've talked about is the majority of, you know, and the correct condition, and there's no like big surprises, you know, no bodies under the floorboards, or, you know, there's a bomb hasn't gone off in one of the rooms, then, you know, we
Well, I can't think of any bodies there.
you don't say anything else.
It's an old house.
Yeah, it's an old
Yeah.
house. Okay.
It's almost 100 years old.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Well, then we won't we'll just put that in the as an asterisk in the contract.
Right. So,
Yeah.
and so the sale is contingent on it being in reasonable condition and the things that I've told you and such. Is that's
Well,
what you're saying?
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it's contingent. I mean, I would just say, like, you know, we have accounted for everything already that we've talked about. So we're comfortable, you know, as long as, like I said, there's nothing like crazy, you know, that like the house is actually half the size of what you said, or, you know, anything crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
My mom lived there for like, how many years, Eddie?
Oh, 25 years.
Yeah, my mom lived there for, you know, quarter of a century. I mean, it's a great house, it has really good karma. So
Awesome.
everybody,
Yeah.
super cute street appeal.
Yeah. Yeah. We love it.
yeah,
We're
it's
really
just-
excited about it.
Yeah. But it came to us. She got so old that she couldn't take care of herself anymore. And so
Yeah.
I built her a 950 square foot house in the backyard of my house in Jackson in town. And she's there until last May she passed.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but it's a cute little house. I mean, it really, everybody that goes there loves it.
Yeah. And the one thing I forgot to mention, which is a good thing, is that it has a 30 amp plug and clean out for an RV.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
That is good.
Yeah.
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 I love that. No, I couldn't agree more with you guys. We are really excited about this house, and that's kind of why I was able to get them up to the that 255. But couldn't agree more with you guys. Very cute, you know, and we're super excited about this deal.
Okay. Well,
okay.
I think it sounds good with us, so I guess you'll send over the paperwork, Red.
Yeah. So here's next step. So I'm gonna email you guys an agreement. And you guys you two are both on title, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
No, actually, no. I'm the only one. I've got a little rental company called St. John's Rental Properties LLC, and it is owned by that company.
Oh, okay. And you're the signer?
It's basically me and sole proprietor.
Right. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I'll add all that as the LLC as the seller, and then just Andy will be the only one signing.
Right. And you have to call me Louis for this.
I'll have to call you. All right. I have to call you Louis for this one. All right. Well, we'll make that exception for the time being, but we all know it's Andy.
Yeah, Louis A.
Louis A.
Louis
Yes.
Anderson.
Louis A. Baker. You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great, guys. Okay. Awesome. So Andy, what's a good email for you?
It is Andy, ANDY, at Baker WS as in Sam.com. for about 15 years, I had a web design company, and so Baker Web Services.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome.
I'm a jack of all trades.
I see that you can build a house and a website.
And a doc. I'm doing good.
And man,
And you mentioned your dad was in the cabinet business.
that's right.
Our first house, which we had a long time ago, because we've been in our current one for 31 years, or 32 years. Anyway, we built all of our own kitchen cabinets.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. From
scratch.
scratch. Yeah. That's not an easy feat.
Milled the wood, made all the boxes, rails and stiles, and raised panel doors, and
Wow.
all that.
That's awesome. Yeah. The hardest part I thought was setting the rails so they ran smoothly and level, and getting the right, like a good quality, good quality bearings and everything like that. Did you guys, when did you guys put those in?
1990. Well,
Okay, nice.
that was our first house. We never even got to put our dishes in the cabinets. We installed them. We listed the house on December the 21st and sold it before Christmas.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
And we were out on January 1st and into the new house.
That's incredible. Wow, how quick. Like less than a week.
You know what? And I tell you, the guy that bought it, his family had been in the kitchen cabinet business, and he walked in that kitchen and he said, sold.
Right buyer, right time, right place.
That's right.
Wow.
And that was back in the days when you had assumable FHA mortgages.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're still doing
So
those.
he just gave me $10,000 in cash and
took over the mortgage.
away. Yeah, because I had when I bought the house, I financed it for bought for $23,000, financed it for $35,000 to put in central heat and air and that sort of thing, and then 2 years later sold it for $46,000.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, we bought our current for $77,500, and now it's worth about $500,000.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, man, I wish I was able to do that.
Of course, we made some improvements.
Sure.
A lot of improvements.
Yeah, that appreciation's great.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Our street is just, the street we're on is, I've had a lot of realtors say, your street is the hottest on this side of town. It's just, it's a wide street, and, people have real deep yards, and all the houses were built, typically between 1905 and 1930. But, just one of those nice bungalow streets.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know y'all got those where you are too, but it's very, very fortunate. It's between two historic districts, but we don't have all of those restrictions on what color good. You can paint your house.
I know we stay away from those. Those are a nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But yeah, being in between.
The whole area has just gotten really popular. There are tons of restaurants and such. Not about a mile and a half away, which is fine.
That's great.
All the realtors advertise as being walking distance to the shops of Avondale.
Wow.
It's a long walk.
That's a long walk, sure. People, yeah, but for those who do long walks near the beach, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, great. That's awesome. Yeah, we're really excited about this one, guys. Glad we could kind of come to an agreement here and
all right. Well, we will like I said, we're at the lake right now, but we're going back in town tomorrow. Okay. And I'll get that email and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Just watch out for your email. I'll be sending that to the Andy at bakerws.com. And last question for you guys. You guys don't have any other properties that you'd be, looking to get rid of, do you?
No, sorry.
No, that's okay. Oh, I always got to ask.
No, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, I've got my little brother has a bunch of them, but he has his own development company and such.
That's right. Yeah. We'll have to talk about that a little more. Maybe getting hooked up with your cousin and your brother.
Yeah.
We do a lot of deals that we like to, provide the opportunity to do private money lending for friends and family.
Yeah.
So, we've had a lot of people that have, we've bought houses from, and they've actually turned around and reinvested the proceeds of the sales of those properties into projects we've done. So, if you guys are interested, or, your cousin or your brother sounds like they're already doing it, might be a conversation for a future date to partner on some more of those types of things.
Yeah, my little brother has partners all over the country, doing deals. So,
Oh, great.
maybe
Maybe he needs one more.
maybe.
Cool.
All
right, guys. Well, Susan, Andy, thanks so much for hopping on with me. Like I said, glad we could do this.
Susan popped aside to fix lunch. So
okay.
We're all good there, and we'll look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah, we'll be in touch, Andy.
Now, this is your cell phone, I assume?
Yeah, this is my direct line, so you can call or text me anytime on this.
I'll just send you a picture of the view from where I'm sitting.
Yes, please do. That'd be great.
All right. Okay.
All right, cool. Thanks, Andy.
Have a good day.
You too, buddy. Talk
All
soon.
right. All right, bye.
All right, guys.
Let's go, dude. Good
Lock.
job.
Lock.
That was a great call following up from yesterday. So
Yeah.
just if anybody missed that from yesterday, check that out from the first conversation that he had.
Yeah,
Dude.
And a lot of it seems like a lot of the closings are not on one call. A lot of people, you're not going to get those one call closes where it's like those will happen where you're able to come to an agreement. They don't need to think about it or talk to a spouse or anything. And those ones are great, but it seems like a lot of times when we are closing, we've already done all the front end work on a first call. And then we're usually following up just to kind of pick it up and move on once everybody's come to an agreement on a second, third, or fourth call. So
Yeah,
Right.
so you
100%.
guys- yeah, watch all the front end work on our live from yesterday.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people think that, the closing is like the most important part of like the sales process. Like, oh yeah, the closer, that's like the most important part. Like, honestly, like in my opinion, lead managers are probably one of the most valuable roles that you can fill, because if the lead manager does their job at a really, really high level, being a closer is like playing t-ball. Like, it's not like, people have this impression that like being a strong closer, that's like being in major leagues, man. You're swinging at like 95-mile-an-hour fastballs. It's like, no. Like with a proper lead manager, like it just makes it so easy and tees it up. And now the closers, oftentimes are doing some of the things that the lead manager are doing to get it teed up, right? And do that like front end work. But man, like a good lead manager is worth their weight in gold for sure. But good job, man. You should be literally going live for every single seller call you do. I think you're batting what, like 100% almost at this point.
I know, right?
Like, why are we not doing lives for every single one of your seller calls? Like,
I don't have a good answer for that. So
I guess that means we're going live all day, every day with Brad Does Real Estate.
If we can still be productive doing it, then we're going to make it happen. No, we're going to make it
Easy.
easy.
Hey, I mean, if at 100% closing rate, on lives, then I would say that's probably productive. So
Yeah, pretty sure I agree with you 100%. That's why I had to update the thumbnail for this particular live to just mic drop closed deal. I just did it right now. Check it out. Look at that. You can see a small little
Yeah.
effigy of what it is. But
nice.
anyway, awesome job, man. That was
go.
great.
Yeah, it's great. Another one in the books. We'll just keep doing them.
Sweet, man. Well, that one was teed up. You know, I try as much as possible to not nitpick calls that like, you know, that close, right? Like, 'cause it's like, hey, it closed, right? So whatever you did worked. I would say if I'm gonna nitpick, the only little thing is like right in the beginning when they were telling you like, you know, so you said you were going to go back to my guy, you know, your guy and, you know, get, what was it, 265 or whatever. And they're like, yeah, I think, you know, if you could do that, we want to move, you know, think we want to move. I forget exactly how they worded it, but I would say just restate it back to them like, okay, got it. So if what I'm hearing correctly is that like, if I can do this number, you're willing to move forward today, like, and make it in no uncertain terms. Cause like, as much as like these guys were pretty cool and chill and like, yeah, they were closing. You could tell right out of the gate, like they were there. You know, but there will be scenarios where, you know, it's not necessarily as certain. And you're like, and if you like, you get lax, that's the moment when they like back out and they're like, well, you know, let me, you know, talk to the other guy. Right.
Totally. Yeah, exactly. If I didn't already do that work yesterday on the front end and didn't know that they had already talked about the 255 number and they both weren't on the phone call, then I definitely would have gone that route. I was just so sure that they were closing at 255 that I was like, okay, I think we're safe. But you're right. You never know. And I should always do that. So, but yeah, that one's great. That one will be closing. It looks like, I mean, they didn't have a problem at 45 days. That didn't sound like. I think the buffer, you know, is going to be good anytime we have a tenant in place anyway, just to give everybody, you know, and if we want to, we can always close at 30 to 31 or 32 days whenever we're ready. So
yeah, nice, dude. And I haven't even looked at that deal, so I don't know, like,
honestly, that will probably be a 15 to 20K assignment. Nice. Yeah. Numbers.
Sounds like they've owned that place forever.
Yeah. It was their forget if it was their mom's place and they bought it from her or what, but yeah, they've had that for a long time.
Got it. Okay. So for those of you who are watching, right, like we do a lot of cash deals and like, you know, but we love creative. We do a lot of creative finance stuff as well. And, you know, I'm a huge proponent of, you know, the phrase, you know, sub two is cash, terms are last, right? You're always pitching cash because the negotiation for cash, if you're not going to get a cash deal, it will at least lower and reduce their number. So instead of you know, hey, if I can come up to your number, would you do terms? Instead of being at their top number, their first number, you've already ratcheted it down like, you know, 10, 15, 20%. And now you're coming up to that lower number for your terms offer. But in scenarios where you're getting an accepted cash offer, even if you want to get a creative deal, lock up the contract first. Get the contract, get them signed, get it on paper. That's done deal. Once you have that, then you can go back to them and you can say, you know what, John, I'm really thinking about this, man. And, you know, it sounds like there might be another alternative way we could structure this deal that could possibly make things more win-win for us. Is that something you'd be open to discussing? And just see if they're like, you know, if they're like, if you know that there's like a dead set reason they need cash, then okay, that's one thing. But, you know, in a scenario where that might not be certain, you can start opening up that Pandora's box essentially. And, you know, have that conversation and see like, you know, he's owned it forever. So maybe he doesn't need all the money right now. And maybe we could do some sort of cash flow scenario where we do seller finance some cash down. Right. So,
Chris, I like the way you said that. You should repeat that because who's not going to say yes to that? Who's not going to say yes to that? Say
Yeah.
that again, man. That was good.
I
Some
think it was something along the lines of, yeah, I think there might be an alternative way we can structure this deal that might create more of a win-win for everybody in this scenario. Is that something you'd be opposed to discussing?
right. That's great, man. That's great. I love it.
Because
We got a couple people live right now. But we didn't have a question come in just recently, but from yesterday we did. Are you down to answer a question from yesterday's live stream? And I think it has to do with this deal as well.
yeah, real quick to the Chris's point, because me and Chris have talked on that exact point before and why we like the getting the contract, locked up first at a number that the cash deal will make sense. So if they say no, they want the lump sum, they don't like the idea of seller financing, it's like, okay, great, we can still move forward with the cash offer. But at least the biggest hurdle of, basically saying, okay, I am placing my trust in you as a buyer to move forward with the contract with you has already been we've overcome that hurdle. That biggest hurdle is already done. So in their mind, we're selling to you, you guys are moving forward. But now after the fact, it's just a point of, okay, let's just maybe switch around the terms to make it even an even better deal. So
Exactly.
yeah, let's answer some more questions.
Yeah,
This
that's a
came in.
huge point. By the way, real quick, that's a huge point he mentions, right? Like it's already final in their mind. It's just a subtle adjustment in conversation. And that's why, like, even if you're like, hey man, I think we're close, sometimes it's advantageous to go out on a limb and lock up a cash deal at a number that's maybe slightly higher than you originally wanted to, because once you're under contract, what happens is people shelf the idea of like, I have to sell my house, because now they've already, in their mind, they've already sold their house. They're in contract. And now it's just a matter of taking it to the finish line. So yeah, that's a really good point, Brad.
So Nathaniel Wilson yesterday commented, well, it was about 6 hours ago, actually, on what we did live. And this is an issue. So really less than a question, but more of a solve for the comment, because we've had this problem too. And there's a couple things that we can do to solve this problem. He said, me and my team have been having trouble with cold calling a lot of people not picking up the phone. So objective reality, and then potential solution that's going to make it easier. And also just to clarify what we were doing yesterday and what we're doing today. You guys want to hit that, or you want me to talk about that?
Can you repeat the question, or where's the question?
The statement is in a comment from yesterday. Me and my team have been having trouble with cold calling a lot of people not picking up the phone. So we can expound on this, but my feedback to that, I know it's the same with Chris and Brad, that we can talk to this, is objectively speaking, if you have a list and you're cold calling prospects, you're going to get a lot of people not picking up the phone. So you should leverage a tool, right? What we use, we'll link it in the description. Obviously, it'll be an affiliate link if you want to use it. Great, because that'll help support the channel. If not, then you can just go directly to Ready Mode. That's what we're using. And then you expect that when you're cold calling. But for what we were doing yesterday was following up with prospects that were converted to potential leads with our team. So we had marketed to them via SMS or via Facebook and Facebook was like, specifically like a team of people we have that are, I think that's where this one came from, that are looking in Facebook groups and talking to sellers. So we'll just take that phone call, but a lot of times they don't pick up either. So that's this discussion. Cold calling is going to happen, but when you're following up with potential leads just to make sure you can close that deal or get closer to the finish line, there's a few things to talk about there. And I know, Chris, you can address that too.
Totally. Yeah, no, I think a couple things to really make distinctions about is the difference between prospecting and what is a prospect versus lead management and what is a lead, right? So if we're cold calling, leads should never be in the same sentence, because that's not what you're doing, right? You're cold calling prospects. Prospects are just simply a name, a telephone number, and an address. That is all they are. We have no idea whether they're actually interested. We haven't had a conversation with them. These are people that we've never, ever interacted with. So I think it's really important that you understand if you're cold calling, they are only prospects. Now, once you get a hold of them and you have a conversation with them and they've now raised their hand and said, yes, you know what? I am interested in what you're talking about. And it doesn't have to be real estate, right? Like I've been doing sales for 25 plus years. It could be any sales industry, anything that you're selling, you're prospecting, right? They raise their hand and say, you know what, whatever it is you're offering, whether it's, you know, a timeshare or cars or home improvements or soul, you know, like anything, they raise their hand. Now you go through whatever for that particular industry for that qualification process and say, okay, what is our industry? And if it's real estate, you know, we have a criteria that says, okay, if it fits this criteria, it is now a lead, right? And if it doesn't fit this criteria, what about it doesn't fit the criteria? Some of those things may make it completely not a lead and we'll totally DQ it and remove it. Some of those criteria might say, hey, you know what, this is a lead, but it's not a lead today. It's a future lead that we put into a follow-up, right? So I think that's really the biggest distinction is the difference between leads and prospects. And I think a lot of people conflate those two things.
Yeah, those are all good points, Chris. I think to the question of, you know, how do we get in front of more prospects, you know, and because that's what he's asking, right? He's like, I'm cold calling and we're experiencing a lot of, you know, no answers or a lot of, you know, having to leave a voicemail. And I think to, you know, I won't push you one way or the other, but I think the reason why we use text message marketing is because of the time value that the investment of our time provides. So like when you're sending out, when you're cold calling, you're on the phone, you can't get off this call that is ringing right now until they either don't answer and you leave a voicemail and get on the next one, or they answer and you have a conversation. And anytime before you get on, and even while you're on a conversation, there's no real guarantee that it's going to turn out to be a lead. And so, you know, that's why we like text message marketing so much, is because the texts go out, your elevator pitch of who you are, what you want, and why you're contacting them, all are right in front of them. And I guarantee you, like Christian's point yesterday, if I, you know, at gun to your head and I said, touch your phone right now, you would be able to do it. You'd be able to do it. Everybody's got their phone within arm's reach.
Except for Christian.
Except for Christian, because he never answers the phone, right? No. and you know, like in the age of like, hey, we got, you know, the extended auto warranty people calling everybody 5 times, 10 times a day. A lot of people don't want to get on, you know, the spam calls and deal with numbers they don't recognize. Most people are going to look at a text though. I think the data on that is like 98% of people will look at a text within 4 seconds of receiving it. And so the moment that a person that's actually motivated to sell, who's in the market to sell their home, sees a text from somebody who's a potential buyer, you know, and who you are, what you want, and why you're contacting them, you're going to elicit a better response, and the investment of your time and your marketing dollars goes far.
Yeah.
You know, in prospecting.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think, and your point, Brad,
Chris,
ultimately what it comes down to is if you're cold calling, right? First off, if you're cold calling, a lot of people are not going to answer the phone, as we mentioned, right? So how do you get through that? Well, one, you have to multiply yourself, right? Now, unless you have cloning technology that, you know, you haven't revealed to the world, which if you have that, you probably should reveal it to the world because that'll make you more money than real estate will. But you probably don't have that. So you need to clone yourself in one of a few ways, right? Either A, with technology or with team members, right? And so how can you do that with technology? Well, as Christian mentioned, Ready Mode is a tool that we use for our cold calling team. And what that allows you to do is actually simultaneously dial up to 10 phone numbers at the same time, right? So now you can go through a larger list, and what'll happen is whoever the first person that picks up the phone, it'll stop dialing all the other ones and then connect that call. And then as soon as you get off of that call, it's going to ramp back up to possibly 10 dials. And then first person that picks up, boom, then it's going to do that. So, Christian, it's in the intellectual property thing, should be. So that's the first thing, right? If you can outsource with technology, leveraging ready mode. Now, alternatively, and this may be an alternative method, or it might be in combination with leveraging technology, it's expanding your team. And so one of the things that you want to look at doing is building a team of virtual assistants. And so for those of you who are considering that, we are actually putting together a course on how to build a team of VAs, because we have over 95% retention rate with our VAs over the last 4 years. We've had a lot of success with that. And that's a really easy way that you can start leveraging other people to do that heavy lifting. So now instead of you prospecting, because prospecting is a grind, you're now lead managing. And then eventually you can outsource the lead managing to a VA or somebody else on your team, and then you can just do the closing. And then the long-term goal is to eventually scale yourself out of all of those roles to a point where you can choose to work if you want, or work on the business and not in the business. So for those of you who are interested in building a team of VAs, I know Christian is going to be going live a little bit later today with the #1 reason that your VAs are leaving. This is a sneak peek into the free course that we're developing for how to build a team of VAs that are going to stay with you long term. So you guys definitely want to check that out.
Yeah, there's a pre-launch too to this, and it's going to happen on May 24th. So this month, May 24th, and it's a 4-day workshop. The link is going to be coming soon. I'm going to put it in there. We're literally developing this right now, and we realized it was from feedback, popular demand, something that a lot of people on this channel, but also other investors who we're networking with, which of course you as an investor are doing this too. They're looking for solutions to not only why are their VAs leaving, how can they replicate themselves? Chris mentioned ready mode. Chris, I don't know if we mentioned this. We actually got this lead from Launch Control. We weren't the ones doing the texting. There was a team of very capable, highly trained, trustworthy virtual assistants that frankly love their job and love what they do and love working with us. And they've been around for years. That is something that is uncommon, and we didn't have the silver bullet. The silver bullet was kind of developed over time as we realized, here's a hole, let's fill it. And then there's another gap, let's fill it. And what do I mean by holes and gaps? I mean, if there's an issue that comes up with the process or with our KPIs, we have to first point the finger back at us and say, what are we doing wrong, and what could we be doing right? And a lot of times the failure of a virtual assistant, which by the way, we do not call them virtual assistants, they are just our team members, and we're all virtual anyway. So, that's kind of a sneak peek into that. It's the way in which you're viewing them. At the end of the day, it's us. We're at fault, and you want to show up in a specific way. I was going to talk about that a little bit later, so I won't spend too much time talking about that right now, but just know it's on the way. And I'm staring right now at the links. One's going to be vahiringmasterclass.com for that masterclass, that workshop that's happening on the 24th. If you were to go there right now at this exact second, you're going to see nothing. We're literally launching that right now. And when we're ready to go, the employee hiring system made easy for virtual assistants edition is going to be at vahiringsystem.com, where yes, the course, all of it's free. It's extremely in depth, and it's going to teach you every single thing that you need to do to know and understand how to, Chris said, build a team, but you don't need to build a team necessarily right out of the gate. You want to start the process of building a team by hiring the first VA, which will cover the who and the how. And on that site, what you'll find are the made easy buttons. That is, you can just take what we're teaching you to build, and there's parts of that are infrastructure or foundational to this system that you can just click the button and actually buy it. So that's one of the reasons we're giving it away for free, all of the training, because if you have the time, then you can just do this yourself and replicate it yourself, knowing at the same time, this is something that took us over a decade to build and refine. And that's what we're trying to do, is make it easy for you guys to do that, whether it's teaching you because you have plenty of time on your side, or whether it's, hey, just get this little low price point thing that's really going to expedite it, coupled with the training that normally would be behind a $5,000 paywall. If you know anything about people who are really good at mastering their craft, when they create a course, they're usually selling it for like $5,000. But this one, I would have to say conservatively, it's definitely worth more than that. But that's my big pitch for the free course. I think you guys are going to get a lot of value out of it. And we created it as a result of what you asked for. So with that in mind, if there is anything else that you have questions about, that you want clarity around, whether it's systems and processes for disposition, which by the way, we're coming out with a course about that, or whether it is how to initially market. We've talked about launch control. We've talked about other things, privy on market system. We have that as a course too. Then ask all the questions you want. There's no stupid question. Yesterday when we were live, we had somebody say, hey, this is kind of a stupid question. I want to push back on that all the time, because it's really not. It could seem like it's a stupid question, but at the end of the day, like if you need the answer, it's not stupid. It's something that's going to take you to the next level. And I would applaud you for even asking the question, because a lot of people don't have the courage to even speak up and ask those questions that they think would be silly. So that's what we're going to be talking about on the live a little bit later. The one reason your VAs are leaving, as a little precursor to both the launch on the 24th and the VA hiring system specifically, that's going to be in a playlist independently on this channel and nowhere else. So looking forward to it.
Exclusively from the Real Estate Investing Made Easy team.
Exclusively. Oh, and by the way, this is okay. I had a lot of people asking me like, hey, I like your branding. Can you guys like make shirts and stuff? Well, turns out we've been wearing them, right? This stuff we literally put like on a store since we were able to join the partner program on YouTube. And I was the first customer of my own store, of our own store. And I bought some extra swag, which is, in my opinion, super cool. And obviously a couple other people thought that same thing. So if you want to rep, then like click on that store. For whatever reason though, if you were to look below the videos, they just show a bunch of bags, but click on the actual store and you'll see all the other stuff. But I don't know why I couldn't select like this cool sweater, which by the way, let me show you the back of it. It's got that right there, which I thought was pretty cool. So you can actually get the sweaters.
Well, I love that hoodie, by the way, like Christian, that's probably, I have a lot of hoodies. I'm a big hoodie proponent. And that's probably one of my favorite hoodies to wear. Like, and I'm not as like, we don't make the shirt itself, like, but it's just a super comfortable shirt. We got hooked up with, a buddy of ours set us up with this company that does those. And so, I was really impressed. I thought it was going to turn out to be kind of a crappy, quality hoodie. But man, like I was wrong. It's like really comfortable. It's, the material's soft. It's just, and it's not too heavy.
Yeah. Check this out. So we just got this one that I made. I'm Real Estate Investing Made Easy. So I never knew this, even though I've been investing since 2009, but apparently like if you say I'm real estate investing is like used more as a verb, like I'm chilling or I'm hanging out. Forgive all the other.
Like, what are you doing this weekend? I'm real estate investing.
Right. And I never used it in that way, but apparently it's popular and people say it all the time. So I was like, you know what? I think that'd be cool. I'm real estate investing. And then I guess the adverb would be made easy. Right. It's modifying the verb. I'm
For
going
those of
back
you
to
who want-
grammar school.
who came here for now, we're grammar made easy, apparently, is what we're going to be changing the channel to.
That's funny. All right, enough with the plugs, man. And it's not even a plug. If you guys say, hey, that's dumb, I don't care about the swag, that's totally cool. I respect that. I know a lot of people were like, yo, I like that. I want to see if I can get it. So I was excited to share that just in case you wanted to. So what's up, Mike Lopez? My mic is on right now. He said, I've taken what you said the other day, Christian, and plan on bringing on a VA again for on market. And I love to hear that. I will say, if you want to do it the way that we're doing it, I will be sharing everything. So I don't know what your level of urgency is. And we can even get on a one-on-one to talk about this. But what I'll ask from you is to say, yes, record it and post it, because I'd like everybody else to gain value from that too, even if it's a one-on-one with you and me. And then we'll go through it and I'll just share the way that we've done it. In other words, the course I'm putting out, right? But you'll be involved in that too if you want to be, anybody.
Yeah,
Let's
by
do
the way,
it.
I picked up our on-market offer system yesterday.
Nice.
Oh, that's right. You know what? I saw that come through. That's awesome.
Not only did he take your advice for the VA, but also doing the on-market stuff. So good on you for taking action, Mike.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, obviously what we're doing is working, and that's why we talk about it. It's something that we really love and we're passionate about. And I know a lot of people aren't really passionate about real estate investing, which is another reason why I'm excited about VA hiring, because it doesn't matter if you're in real estate or not. You could have a side hustle and you could get value out of this. So even if your, younger sister, and I'm thinking of somebody in particular, is like having an Etsy store or something, and she wants to promote her stuff, but she's working all the time and she can't ever see you, and she won't bring the kids over to uncle's house. you guys can see. Anyway, the point is, let's just
Somebody's
scale
not
her out
bitter
of that
for
job.
sure.
What's that?
Said somebody's not bitter about that for sure.
No. It's actually not me. It's a friend of mine, but he was upset about it. And I was like, bro, you just need to talk to her about like getting some help. And he's like, how? And I was like, a virtual assistant. And obviously he knew what that was, but he's like, yeah, well, I don't think she has enough money and revenue like to really justify that. And I'm like, yo, dude, I see her lifestyle and she's got plenty of money to drop on this and that without name dropping brands.
And trying to say she's a little too bougie for her budget.
Maybe she's living just above her means. She could raise her means if she just for a little while sacrifices the above to below. So
Okay,
yeah, I say it all the time though. I do. And I don't mean to be like evangelical about it, because it's not for everybody, because entrepreneurialism isn't for everybody, but it does do a lot. A little sacrifice goes a long way.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, hey, I know we don't want to turn this into a whole podcast or anything like that, but I know we got some people watching. If you guys have any questions, put them in the chat. We'll probably be finishing up here in a second, but did want to let you guys know, if you guys are looking for deals, if you guys are end buyers, feel free to hit us up. We have multiple deals at any given moment. Oftentimes we are assigning those. And we're in multiple different markets. We also JV with other investors. So if you are struggling to close deals, or you're struggling to dispo deals, we can actually help you out with that process, as we have a whole team. As we mentioned, we've scaled a whole team. So we've helped multiple investors all over the country, dispo deals, close deals, negotiate seller financing. I mean, heck, we're buying a business on 0% seller financing, no money down, which is super exciting. And that's going to obviously add value to the channel and everything that we're doing. So we'll tell you guys more about that in the future. But yeah, feel free to hit us up. Cool. Other than that, I don't think we have any other questions at this point. So
yeah, just to say that I will be going live here in probably about a couple hours. I have some honey-do list to do. Our water heater is not working, so we don't have cold water. And I have to basically break open a wall so this person can come in and take a look.
You don't have cold water?
What I meant is all we have is cold water. Thank you.
I was about to
We don't
say.
have cold water. It's boiling hot. Our water heater is like broken. So it's like boiling the water. No, that's not it at all. Thanks. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, half the time I don't. You guys, will talk to you soon. Thanks so much. And stay tuned, subscribe to the channel and notification bell for sure. So together we can continue to make real estate investing easy.